Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skye and today we are finally doing my 2021 makeup favorites video. I am well aware that we are basically at the end of January at this point, but I still wanted to talk about my favorites of 2021 and y'all seem to still really want to hear my thoughts and things I've been loving in the past year, so we're gonna get started. This is gonna be a longer video, so grab a snack, grab a drink, stay hydrated and all of that stuff. We've got a lot to get through, and hopefully I'm not gonna stick too long on certain things because we will literally be here for 2 hours and I don't think you really want to watch a 2-hour video from me. I am wearing a lot of my favorites on my face today, and I wanted to match my cute little jumpsuit. However, you're gonna be seeing the blanket because I am freezing cold and I don't wanna get changed because the outfit's cute. So you're gonna see the rainbow blanket once more. I hope you don't mind. It's very cold in my office. A lot of these products are not gonna be surprises to most of y'all. Some of them might be, some of them might not, but we're starting off with an absolute fucking banger, and it's the Auric Glow Lust, and I am in the shade Selenite. I bought this for myself for my 20th birthday. Man, I didn't expect to love this as much as I did. I did do like a full in-depth review on this product. I will link that down below. I'll link any like corresponding videos in the description down below of any products that I have tested out, etc. I'm wearing it today mixed in with another product that I will talk about soon. But literally, I just put a very thin layer of this mixed in with my other base product, and it just makes my skin look so glowy and healthy. I wear this on its own sometimes if I want to be like maximum glowy. Sometimes it's a bit too much. I have like toned down a little bit on that. But this stuff is really multi-purpose. Like you can either use it as like a liquid highlighter, which I never use because I'm not really a big liquid highlighter person. You can mix this in with your foundations. You can wear it on its own. And my god, anytime I wear this, my skin just looks so naturally glowy and like there's like a bit of life to it. And I have oily skin and this lasts really well on my skin. It doesn't make my skin look greasy. Yes, it does look naturally a bit more like moist throughout the day because my skin is inherently moist, but I don't mind it at all. I literally just do the classic back of the hand pat on the top of the forehead and it works. The packaging is so luxurious. It's this frosted glass and like this is fancy stuff. Like, this is so fancy. I know they expanded their shade range not too long ago. The cap is really nice. Everything about this product is... I didn't even show you a close-up of it. I'm very sorry. Everything about this product is luxurious. I love Glow Lust so much. This is fantastic. And especially mixed in with my other favorite product of this year. And this is the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Tinted Moisturiser. Well, Blurring Skin Tint, it's called. And I'm in the shade number 2. Now this stuff, man, this is good. You do have to mix this like quite vigorously. It really is truly a blurring skin tint. You don't need that much of this. And when I mix these two together, I try and make sure that I don't add too much product on my face because I quite like a thin layer. I like kind of like a light coverage base, basically. Most of the time I'm not even wearing like base makeup, I'm just wearing like concealer and powder. But when I do want to wear like the full thing, like today, these two are a match made in heaven. They mix together so beautifully. Glow Lust is a little bit thicker. Not super thick, but it's a bit, like, it's got a bit more density to it. And then this skin tint is super liquidy. Now, like I mentioned, I have oily skin. This by itself, beautiful. Mixed in with Glow Lust, even, like, a concoction from heaven. It just lays on top of my oily skin really nicely. It doesn't break up super quickly. It evens out my skin tone so nicely. It's such a beautiful light coverage. It is exactly like everything I want how my face to look. And it is quite, I wouldn't say super matte, but it's not like natural. It's like if this was a spectrum, here's dewy, here's matte, here's natural. It's kind of like here. It's like in between natural and matte, I'd say. I am such a huge fan of this. Fenty products, basically every Fenty product I have tried has been home runs. I fucking love Fenty, such a solid brand, and this skin tint is everything. Going on with the Fenty train, I found a new favorite concealer. This and the Oma Beauty Stay Woke concealer are like both of my all-time favorite concealers ever. So this right here is the Fenty Beauty Bright Fix Eye Brightener, and I am in the shade Golden Ivory 02. Now this shade is slightly too light for me, but it works really nicely because this is such a beautiful, very thin, very liquidy concealer, and this is a beautiful light coverage. It's so natural, and it really is like an eye brightener in the sense of like, I can put this on without anything else on my face and it just looks like I got a nice amount of sleep that night. Like, it covers up my dark circles, not fully, but enough to just look like my skin. And because of how thin this is and how it sits on the skin, it's just so seamless. It blends into your skin so beautifully. It's marvelous. I am actually running low on it and I will definitely be repurchasing it. And like I mentioned, the Oma Beauty Stay Woke Concealer is still my other favorite concealer, and that one is quite different to this one. The Oma one is very like full coverage, quite matte as well. So like if I want coverage, I go for the Oma Beauty one. If I want something a bit thinner and a bit more like a bit more natural looking, I'd say. I put natural in quotes because the way that I do concealer, I feel like even with the Oma one, it still does look quite natural on the skin. If I want something a bit lighter coverage, I go for this Fenty Eye Brightener. This is magnificent. This is not a new product to the market, but this is the Fenty Beauty, what is it? The Pro Filter Loose Powder, and I'm in the shade Butter. Why didn't I buy this when it came out? Like, why? Why did I just stop myself from finding the best powder ever? Now, I bought this powder because of my aunt, because my auntie, she absolutely loves makeup. Like, we always talk about it every time we're together, and she told me that this was her favorite. If you're looking for the perfect loose powder, this is it. It is so, so, so finely milled that it just sinks into your skin beautifully. It blurs, like, it doesn't make my skin look cakey at all. I can pile this powder on and my skin does not look cakey. Fenty kills it yet again with their complexion products. And this does keep my skin looking pretty matte all day, and even when I'm wearing the Glow Lust and I just lightly set the areas, it still does set things in place without making things super, super matte. It is a wonderful powder. I think a lot of people could get down with this. I can't sing this powder's praises enough. And you get a lot of product in here. Like, how much do you get? You get 30 grams, 28 grams. Like, this is so good, and I also really love that it comes with a stopper that you can just take off like that, so it's less messy. Now, I don't have any bronzers to talk to you guys about, but I've got a lot of blushes, so strap yourselves in. I finally jumped on the Coverfx blush duo train, and again, why did it take me so long to get on this train? I will never tell you. I have the shades Soft Peach and Warm Honey. Now, Warm Honey has this little sticker on it, so I can actually decipher which one's which. And yeah, I went pumpkin patch picking, and I didn't know where else to put the sticker. And this was the compact that I brought with me, so here we go. Warm Honey was actually a declutter from my friend Kat, so thank you, Kat, you absolute angel. And Soft Peach was actually a birthday gift from my friend Katie. Now, let me show you what these blushes look like instead of showing you the little soap bar packaging. This right here is Soft Peach. It is such a beautiful soft peach color. Who would have thunk it? And this right here is Warm Honey, which is such a beautiful, like, toasty brown based blush. I know these have been like classic YouTube favorites for a while now, and I honestly understand why. I especially love the matte sides in these blushes. Like, they are really pigmented. Soft Peach a little less so, but you can really build them up to make them super intense, and I love me an intense blush. The matte side is absolutely stunning. It looks so lovely on the skin, and even though it's matte, it's not flat. It gives you life. And the glowy sides to these blushes, they are beautiful. I do have to layer them on top of the matte side if I want to have like maximum color, because they are a bit more sheer, but damn, they are so beautiful. They're really nicely glowy. They're not super glowy, more of a satin finish. So if you are interested in these blushes, but you're not really super into like a very glowy blush, these might be a good glowy blush to try. Wow, tongue twister, oopsie whoopsie. They just look so beautiful on the skin, and I am tempted to get more shades of this. I really want to get Spiced Cinnamon because It's like a toasty cinnamon color, but I know I don't need it. If you find a shade of blush in this formula that you like, I don't think you'll regret it. I will say I do think they're a bit overpriced. I think they're like £30 or something. If they were like 25, I'd be more down. But if you can catch these on a sale, they are fantastic little soap bars. Sticking with the powder blush train, and these two blushes, I love using them together, but I do love them both separately. I have a type when it comes to blushes, okay? I really like peachy pinks and browns, but mostly peaches. So the first blush, I'm gonna be mentioning the first single blush. This is from Ingrid Cosmetics, and this is the blush in the shade Carrot Cool. Now, Ingrid Cosmetics are a Polish drugstore brand. I don't believe they're cruelty-free, but my friend Hattie did get this for me for my birthday, and I'm so grateful. Even though I can't really buy this brand in the UK, and they're not cruelty-free, and the makeup that I like to mention on this channel is cruelty-free, I can't deny that I really, really like this blush, guys. The packaging is really simple and clear, and the inside, I mean, this imprint is so pretty, and it is just the perfect warm peach blush with a good amount of pink to it, so it works both with like, it works with so many different types of looks, and this blush is a pigmented boy. Now, I'm not doing swatches in this video because I will be covered in swatches, and I don't have any like makeup remover with me at the moment. But this blush is so pigmented, is absolutely wonderful. If you live in a country that sells Ingrid Cosmetics and some of the shades are appealing to you, I don't know anything about this brand. All I know is this blush. I know that this is one of Hattie's favorite blushes, and Hattie, you've got some good taste. And now I want more of your recommendations because you're a cheeky woman. I love wearing this blush in combination with this, another blush I couldn't stop wearing this year. This is the Nabla Skin Glazing Blush in the shade Truth. My mum got this for me for my birthday, and y'all, the packaging, first of all, beautiful. It matches like the Ingrid one because they're both clear in a way, and like the inside, this blush just, it used to look so stunning, but as we can see, I am quite a goblin when it comes to my makeup, and most of the pretty imprint is gone. Now, if you want a glowy blush, this line from Nabla is the one! It is so glowy. Definitely more glowy than the Coverfx ones. Like, this definitely isn't like satin, it is more like glow, but not quite like a highlighter. But anytime I wear this, I feel like I don't need to wear a highlighter because it already gives my skin such a healthy like life to it, and it's not like super shimmery either. Like, it's not like chunky glitter particles. It's such a beautiful balance, and because this is kind of like a baked product, it is really nicely pigmented. You do have to, in order for me to get my desired blush effect at least, I do have to go in a little bit, like a couple of layers, but I know most people aren't blush goblins like I, but this, you can make this look really natural, really intense, and it gives your skin such a healthy glow, and I want more shades of this. If Nabla come out with like an orange version of this, like a orange blush in this formula, count me the fuck in, because this is so good. They also have a shade called Lola, I believe, which is a more pink toned version of this. Naturally, I wanted the peachy one because it's me. And if I really want to go like full goblin mode and full peachy like king, I layer these two on top of each other because this is basically a matte version of this. And they pair together so goddamn well. This is another unexpected favorite. This is the Rituel de Fille in a glow cream pigment in the shade Delirium. Now, my friend Andromeda, they're a Rituel de Fille stan, you see, and anytime they wear anything Rituel de Fille, I'm just like, please can I have that on my face? To be fair, every time I look at Andromeda, I think that anyway, because they're just such a beautiful human being, but I digress. This is what the blush looks like. Now, this is a cream blush, like I mentioned, and naturally does look a little bit gross because cream blushes never look pretty after a while, let's be honest. And this is so titchy and tiny. Like, I feel like the average compact size is the Nabla one. Like, look how tiny that is. It's so cute. It is the perfect, like, reddish orange toasty, like, toasty blush. Like, it's not quite like a bright orange, but it's not quite like a red either. It's such a perfect mix, like almost like a cinnamon color. And it matches my ginger hair so beautifully. It matches my vibes, which I really appreciate. And this blush, you can really make it really natural, or you can pile it up. I think that's a theme with a lot of the products that I like. I like having the option of making it more natural or more intense, especially when it comes to blush. Like, this is beautifully pigmented, but you can sheer it out. This works beautifully on top of powdered skin, and that's something I find that if I am gonna wear like a cream blush, I'm not really a cream liquid like product person, but when it comes to blush, I really do like a cream blush. And if it doesn't work over powdered skin, I'm not gonna fucking use it, because in all honesty, I don't want to change my whole routine for one product. And the way that I do my makeup, I powder my skin immediately after I do my concealer because I have to put bronzer on and then blush. I really like this blush shade. It is such a lovely color. I am tempted to get more of these, but they are quite expensive, I must admit, and I think this is just my favorite shade. So I think I'm just gonna leave it at Delirium. This is such a wonderful, wonderful orangey blush. Alrighty, we are moving on to the eyes. We've got a lot to talk about the eyes, but before we get to the eyeshadow, I'm gonna talk about a couple of brow products that I've been really loving. Now, I don't really talk about brow products that much on my channel because, like, to me, brows are the most boring step of makeup because I'm very lucky in the sense that I've been blessed with really thick, bold brows, so that I don't really need to do much to. But I have found these two products that are a match made in heaven. So the first one is this one. This is from Boldface Makeup, and it's the Better Brows brow pencil, and I'm in the shade B10. Let's see if I can show it off like that. This is your classic skinny brow pencil. Let's see if I can show that off. And this is really, really lovely. Like, it is so... Let's see if I can actually... I'll swatch this for you. Out of all the things I swatch the brow pencil. What the hell? Anyways, this is so, like, it's really soft and really pigmented that, like, you can make really gentle, like, hair-like strokes with it, and it's not, like, super creamy, but it's not super waxy either. Again, it's the perfect in-between. I'm very much like Goldilocks. I'm like, that's too this, but this is just right. But it really is, and I just use it to fill in the tails of my brows if I want to have a bit more of a bolder look. Or, for an example, not too long ago I did accidentally shave the end of this brow a little bit too much, so I did use it for that. I make brow pencils last for literally a year. I don't go through brow pencils that often. And this was sent to me in PR from Boldface Makeup, so thank you so much. But once this runs out, which I don't know when it's gonna run out, because like I said, I make brow pencils last for a long time. But when this does run out, I will be purchasing this again because it lasts really nicely in my brows. It doesn't fade. It doesn't, like, it just, the color is perfect as well. It's the exact color of my eyebrows. It's definitely better than the ABH Brow Wiz. And I used to love the Brow Wiz for many, many years, and this trumps it, I gotta say. And the other brow product, and this brow gel again is a favorite for a lot of people. This is the NYX Brow Glue. But this brow glue, it is super liquidy, I must say. Like, I do have to, like, kind of scrape off a lot of the excess product off the wand because it is a little bit obscene, but the wand is super tiny. You can really get in your hairs, and this is like glue. Like, once you put it in your brows are not moving. They're not moving until you take it off. But they don't feel crispy either. Like, when I touch my brows, they're not, like, crunchy like some brow gels can get. They are just, like, nicely stuck down. And I find that if you want to do, like, that soap brow effect, this is a really good one to do it with. The only, like, I don't really do soap brows because, I mean, my brows would look a little bit obscene if I did it. Some people pull it off, I just can't. And yeah, this is like £5 or something. I don't think I'm ever gonna stray away from this brow gel. Should we talk about Freckles? Let's talk about Freckles while we're here. I know I'm just teasing you with, like, all the eye stuff, but we'll get there, we'll get there. I wear this every single time I do my makeup. This is the Kimchi Chic Fake Freckle product in the shade Afternoon in the Flower Field. I think this is the only shade, but every single time I am wearing Freckles, every single time I'm doing makeup, I use this. It creates the most pretty like natural, I'm so sorry, I'm really close to you, but like I just dot it all over my face. It's a beautiful like little brush tip and the color just works so nicely. I get freckles naturally, but I don't really tend to get them that much anymore because I don't leave my house. And it's also, I live in the UK, it's very cold, not very sunny either, so quite sad. But this makes the most beautiful natural looking freckles. And because it's that really skinny like brush tip, you can really control like how dense you want them. The formula is really good, it lasts all day. I find that it doesn't like stain my skin, like even though it kind of does like settle into your skin and kind of stains it in a way, I find that when I take off my makeup at the end of the day, it just comes right off. You don't have to worry about it like staining for multiple days, because I find some freckle products, they can do that, which is like, I mean, cute, but sometimes you might not want that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's talk about eyeshadow. I'm gonna talk about the limited edition palettes first because I feel bad because they're limited edition, you can't get them anymore. But the first one being probably one of the best palettes that was released in 2021, and it is the Club Nebula palette by Kaleidos, and they did this in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist. Why was this limited edition? I mean, I know why, but why? Because this is the best palette Kaleidos has ever done. The packaging is absolutely stunning. It is top tier, and the inside, mate, this color story is fucking phenomenal. I love the way that it's divided into like cool toned berries and blues, the greens and the blues, and the peaches down here. The formula of this, I've done so many videos with this palette, and I do think I should do a palette bingo with it. I don't think I have done one actually, and I think it could be really fun. The color story of this is so inspiring to me, really unique. The deep mattes in here, like all of these shades, it's the best, some of the best, if not the best, deep mattes in my collection. They are so intense and rich. They don't blend out into like a gray or anything like that. They don't get patchy. They are so unbelievably pigmented and blendable and just seamless to work with that it is magnificent. Kaleidos' matte formula in this palette especially, I mean, I love Kaleidos' matte formula normally, but in this palette, I don't know, it just hits different. It just hits different. It is so magnificent. I love this peachy row down here so much. Like, I can't stop wearing these. I love that there's a good balance of mid-tones, light tones, and your shimmers. There's so much in here. Like, I love that there's an iridescent in here. As we know, I'm an iridescent slag. Big fan, and it's a beautiful, like, purpley iridescent. The shimmers from Kaleidos, again, one of the best, like, shimmers in a palette format. Like, if you want to find a brand that has just fantastic formula all around, like both mattes and shimmers, Kaleidos is the one to go for, because they really do kill it. Like, Firefly up here, one of my favorite eyeshadows in my collection, like, ever. Nebula, the prettiest peachy, pinky gold duochrome. They are all so shifty, the formula is magnificent, and I'm so sad that this isn't available anymore, because this is just the formula, the color story, everything. It's so inspiring. I haven't actually worn this in a while because I used it non-stop for most of the year, that I was like, okay, Skye, you need to calm down, you need to use some other things. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, I want to whip this out again. I think I'm gonna do a shot my stash and put this in, because I love it so much. I am really sorry if you didn't get your hands on that palette. I did do a video where I tried to dupe it within my collection, and I got pretty close, I'd say, but I did have to use a lot of palettes. So the other limited edition palette, another one that took the indie community by storm. This is the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. Why do Beauty Bay make their 20 pan palettes limited edition? Like, why? They are the best palettes that Beauty Bay has ever made. Why are they limited edition? Clearly people like them. They sell really well. I don't get it. I don't understand. This is what the palette looks like on the inside. The vibes are pretty similar to Club Nebula, I must say, but not quite. The deep mattes in here are beautiful, so easy to work with. The shimmers in here, except for this one's not that great, but the shimmers in here are that squidgy texture, kind of like Colourpop Super Shock shadows. I really, really like this palette so much. That it's so versatile, you can do so many different looks with it. The color story is pretty fun and really diverse. I did a lot of videos with this palette as well. The shade Lime, one of my favorites, same with Ray. It is such a well-rounded palette and it's so versatile, and you can even do neutral looks with this if you really want to. Like if you can stick in this quad right here, you can do something really neutral. The reds, these reds, the best reds in my collection. There, I said it. It's better than Sugar Pill Love Plus. This is definitely the cheapest palette in my collection and it's one of my favorites. It's so much fun. If you're a grungy lover, this is for you. It gives me like Melt, Vida and Muerte vibes. Muerte? I'm so sorry if you're Spanish. I can't pronounce Spanish. I did not take Spanish in school. But it gives me that vibes and it is a wonderful little palette. And Beauty Bay are an indie brand as well, like a UK-based indie brand. All right, switching things up, we're gonna be talking about the cute little 6-pan right here. This is the Nabla Cutie palette in Coral. I had been lusting after this since it came out back in the day. I think it came out like a couple years ago. Man, this is my favorite Nabla palette. This trumps Nabla Soul Blooming for me, because that is like an old favorite of mine. But this, Nabla's matte formula is so creamy and blendable, really easy to use. I mean, that's kind of a trend with a lot of the matte formulas that I like, and they're quite soft. I don't like that red shape right here is a satin. This is probably like my least favorite shade in the palette, only because I'm not a big satin person. If this was a matte or a metallic, this would be the perfect 6-pan. These two shades right here, Mandarin and I Got You, so sparkly. They're like the sheer sparkly formula, reminding me a lot of Kaleidos' shimmers, which I absolutely adore. Coral Amber is definitely more of like your traditional like foiled metallic. This color story, if you love peachy pinks, if you love like a bit neutral in there, this is such a beautiful 6-pan and I, again, cannot stop using it. It is so cute. I feel like if I were going traveling, which I'm not really traveling right now, if I were going traveling, this would be my perfect little travel palette because I could even use Feelings right here as a blush, and I have used it as a blush and it is adorable. It is such a good color, and because of the pan sizes, they are a bit bigger than normal, so it would work really nicely like as a face palette too. I really like using Anyway as like a liner mixed in with Coral Amber to do like kind of like a brown and then metallic liner moment. Rightio, let's move on to another. I think these next 3 palettes are my top 3 for 2021. I think I'm gonna say it. Club Nebula also, oh, it's difficult, but this is the Sugar Pill Fun Size 2 palette. You knew I had to mention this one. I have such a love affair with the original Fun Size palette that as soon as Sugar Pill were announcing they're doing a part 2, it would be wrong if I didn't get it. And this color story is so much fun. There's no dupes within the first palette, and this palette and the Fun Size palette, I use them together all the time. They pair beautifully together. The shade Elixir, wow, wowie, wowie, wow. I'm such a huge fan of. I remember for work, one time I did like a 2-toned eye where I used Elixir and Final Boss and then Double Jump and Critical Hit on the other eye. I have never gotten more compliments from a look at work ever. Like people were infatuated. These blend beautifully. This is the same formula as the original Fun Size palette, but maybe slightly better, actually, I'd say, because I think that they kind of perfected them a little bit more, especially with like the yellow and these more like really pastel-y shades. They have a bit more oomph to them and they stick a little bit better to the eye, because I found that I know that a couple of the shades in the original Fun Size, while I do love them, you do have to build them up a little bit and work with them a little bit more, but these are wonderful, so wonderful. I feel like I'm just repeating myself with all of these because I mean, I'm just saying, oh, I love it so much. Like, no shit, I love it. The color selection here is really fun, really unique. I really like the mix of like the cool tones and the warm tones and the peaches in here with the grungy greens. It's absolutely stunning. I really love Critical Hit. Like, I think Critical Hit and Double Jump, like these two are like my favorite shades in here, as well as Elixir. Actually, this section right here, like this, damn it, I love all of it. I can't choose. I need to get a 3 Look Swan palette plus review with this out as soon as possible. I have done a few videos with it and I want to do a palette bingo. Like, I have such a love affair with this palette. It sparks so much joy in me. It is fantastic. Now, these next 2 palettes were sent to me in PR and they are special for many, many reasons, and I've touched on it so many times, so I shan't linger too much on here. But the first one is the Glam Atrix You Beauty palette. This, I have to show the back as well. Look at all them little critters, look at them! This palette is inspired by Australia, and all the names are Australian slang, which it touches me in the heart so much as an Aussie away from home. There are multi-chromes in here. Glam Atrix's matte formula, I need to get more of their matte singles because oh my god, their matte formula is another one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorite matte formulas, I am noticing. I just like my collection a lot, I'm sorry. The multi-chromes in here, like G'day and Flaming Galah, like the Old Mate is also a multi-chrome, but like G'day and Flaming Galah, these I would do anything for. I think you can actually buy the multi-chromes in here as singles. I highly recommend if you are eyeing these up, because like I cannot stop wearing G'day. It is such a unique multi-chrome in my collection. It goes from like a peach to gold to green, and it's got like a beige base color to it. Like, it is absolutely ridiculous. The color story is really inspiring to me. It screams Australia. I love that the pans are magnetized in here, so if you wanted to swap them around you can, or like put them in like singles palettes, which I need to actually do. I need to do some more single shadow like palette videos, and I could probably use some of these as singles. These 2 duochromes right here are a bit more crumbly and you do need like a tacky base with them, but like, all in all, if this palette wasn't sent to me in PR, I would have totally bought it. I was planning on buying it, and then when they offered to send it over, I was like, bruh, I am so happy. I am so, so happy. I love Glam Atrix and their formula. They are ridiculous. And the final pre-made palette is another beloved, and I'm wearing this on my eyes today. Say it with me, say it with me. The Geologie Pilbara palette. This little cutie, I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I do. Like, it is such a beautiful and pretty unique to my collection, like warm-toned, earthy palette, because it's got those olive tones in here and those duochromes. It's got a stunning iridescent, which again, one of my favorites in my collection. It's got this like plummy brown, which is so pretty. Like these nice like warm tone neutrals. I am wearing these 3 shades on my eyes today because I've just wanted to do something super simple and super like, I don't know. This is my most used palette of 2021. I track my palette usage. I tracked it all of last year, and this was my most used palette. This palette, which I was not expecting. I really wasn't expecting, but every single time I wear this palette, the formula in here, the matte formula, are so beautifully blendable and buildable. It's very pigmented, but not like wham bam like Glam Atrix. Like, you can actually build this up to make it more intense and make it more like natural if you wanted to. It's such a universal formula. I think a lot of people would get down with it. The shimmers in here I really enjoy. Chert, I will say, a little bit disappointing. You do need to have a tacky base and to really scrape into it. But once you do, Spinifex as well has that issue a little bit, but you can make, once you get them on your eyes, they look so shifty and stunning. Starry Skye is a ridiculously stunning iridescent. It's on my inner corners today. It is beaming. Even if I'm not wearing this palette, I like open this just to use Starry Skye. Geologie did send this palette to me in PR, and I am so grateful because I have such an affinity towards this brand, y'all. Like, they're not paying me to say any of this, and I know I fully am aware that I talk about this brand constantly, but I just have a strong affinity towards them as a brand from my hometown, and like based on like the geology of Australia, and just everything about them is so wonderful. And I love how compact this is. I love the pan designs. This just makes me feel stunning. Every time I wear this palette, I just feel gorgeous. I really do. That's why I've been wearing it so much this year, because last year, because I've just been needing to feel that, so yes. I really, really enjoy that palette. Goodness gracious me. I really should do a separate video on the single shadows because I have been recording for an hour. I think I'm actually gonna do that. I am very sorry if you're looking forward to hearing my favorite single shadows of 2021, but this video is going to be so long. I think I'm going to save these for another video and all of that, so that will be coming very soon, maybe after this video actually, because I don't want to keep y'all waiting, I feel bad. Okay, let's continue moving. Let's talk about eyeliner right now. So some eyeliners that I've been really loving. Now, I love Glisten's eyeliners. Odins Cosmetics make my favorite wet liners and I adore the brand. I do have an affiliate code with them, Skye10, if you want to save 10%. It is an affiliate code, so I do make a bit of commission off that, and I do have a link that you can shop as well. Again, it is an affiliate link. All of that good stuff, and I really like Glisten. I use their liners constantly, but the ones that I wanted to talk about here are their more like sparkly ones. Not recently, but they came out with iridescent liners, and I think I bought the whole bundle, or at least most of them, and these are so pretty. I didn't expect to love them as much as I did, because I was worried that they wouldn't. This one is kind of like stained a bit yellow, to be honest. This is the shade Charm. You can kind of see in the side there, like the true color. I just have mixed it with a lot of things. These pop on your skin. They are so shiny and shifty that you can really see them on your skin. And I was really worried that you wouldn't be able to since they're iridescent, but they do. And you can really see the duochrome in them. Like this is kind of like a gold, blue, like pink shifty one. And this shade Rituel, this is a green pink, like iridescent. Absolutely gorgeous and breathtaking on the eyes. And they also came out with the Cocktail collection, which are more pigmented duochrome eyeliners, and these two are my favorites, the shades Curacao and Breezer. Redonkulous, absolutely redonkulous. Look at that shift, and you can see them so well on the eyes. Not all of them are created equally. There's a couple of shades in the Cocktail collection that I have that aren't as pigmented, like the base color isn't as strong, but these two, Curacao and Breezer, my two favorites. I mean, Curacao is basically like Cleona Stencil in eyeliner form. It is so shifty and so magnificent. And yeah, I wanted to share my favorite little glisten liners with y'all. Like these are just a few of my favorites because Glisten like are an all-time favorite. I also wanted to talk about some lashes real quick because I've been a lash bitch. I have fallen more and more in love with them. An example of a pair of lashes that are a favorite of mine, these are the ones that I'm wearing now. They are from Lash Dupe, which are a UK-based indie brand, and they are the style Wispy #1, I believe. They are the most natural pair of lashes I own, and they are just so gorgeous. They really do look natural in my opinion. And I feel like they just make me look so like flirty and like, ooh, so pretty, like fairy-like. And the lash band is clear. They're very, very wonderful. And some other lashes I've been loving, these ones were actually sent to me from Boldface Makeup. And these are the styles Gimme More, which are falling apart. These are, again, like definitely like #1 favorite pair of lashes. Again, super fairy-like, clear lash band, spiky, magnificent. This pair right here are called I Love It, and they're kind of more of a crisscross, a bit more dramatic. Hello, it is the next day because my camera battery died and I lost daylight, so I apologize that the look is different, the fit's different, maybe the camera angle too, but the show must go on. I don't know where it cut off, but I was showing you my favorite lashes from what I remember, and the final pair of lashes that I absolutely adore, and these are probably like the bitchiest pair of lashes I own, and these are also from Boldface Makeup, and they're they're the style Newsworthy. They are so spiky, so like, just so in your face, and I absolutely love them. Every time I'm doing like a huge winged liner moment, like this is the pair that I want to reach for. These were sent to me in PR, but I will be placing an order with them to get more of their lashes and definitely to repurchase these three because I know at least Gimme More, like this pair is falling apart. I use these so goddamn often and I need to have backups of this because like, they're just so good. Very high quality, of course vegan, cruelty-free, and all that, and so many different styles. They even have more natural ones, so I am very excited to get more of those in my repertoire. Speaking of lashes, my favorite lash glue that I have found is from Lash Dupe, and this is the Super Duper glue from them in the clear version. Now this glue is fantastic. I got this on recommendation from my friend Alex, my makeup pantry on Instagram, and Alex, you've poisoned me, because this lash glue is fantastic. It's latex free, which is important for me because I feel like I have a mild allergy to latex. Like, it makes my eyes water and sting a little bit. And this really does stick your lashes down. Like, it reminds me a lot of the House of Lashes lash glue, which was my previous favorite. The lashes aren't coming off unless you want them to come off. Like, I have used this when it was a super windy day, several windy days, and my lashes just stay put. They do not move. And also, since Lash Dupe are a UK-based indie brand, like, even better, because I think they got rid of House of Lashes off Beauty Bay, which is really upsetting because that lash glue was so good, but I found a replacement and this one is slightly cheaper as well, so even better. Okay, we are finally moving on to lips, and I have quite a few lipsticks to talk about, a few lip products, so let's just speed right on through. This has become easily my favorite liquid lipstick formula, or at least one of my favorites, it's hard to tell, but these are the Kaleidos Cloud Lab Lip Clays. I'm just gonna call them lip clays to make things easier, and I have the shades Cactus Flower and Agave. Agave is a deep teal, Cactus Flower is like a really hot, bright pink. I am so happy that they are selling these individually, like outside of the sets, because this formula is fantastic. It's kind of like silicone-y in a way, like it's very smoothing on your lips. It doesn't settle into any of your fine lines. It is like a little bit moussier, but it does dry down. And even though there is slight transfer when you do like eat or drink, it still looks perfect on your lips, and it's still like, it's not super creamy on your lips, because I find that super moussey formulas I'm not a big fan of. I like things that dry down, but this is the perfect balance of like moussey enough to be creamy on your lips, but also dries down and sets down. It is absolutely fantastic. I do find with Agave you do need to be a bit more finicky with it because it is like a teal color, but I find that with any teal lipsticks, to be fair, so it's not that big of a deal, and you can really make these into like a beautiful blotted lip look. They're so universal, and man, I need to get more of these. I am eyeing up a couple of their sets, and I don't know if I'll own every single color, but I think I might splurge and treat myself to some more of these because I just want to wear this formula all the damn time. And I need some of the neutrals because I only have 2 brights. I need some neutrals from them. Now we're gonna move on to bullet lipsticks. So the first one, this is an unexpected favorite, and this is from Black Moon Cosmetics, and this is their Sinister Satin lipstick in Elm Street. Look at this bad boy. This is an absolutely beautiful, deep, deep, deep red. And this formula from Black Moon, I wanted to get a color like this because I had previously used up a more problematic brand's version of this color and I missed it, and I just love a deep red. Like, I think it's just so like, oh, it just suits everyone, and every time I wear it I just feel like I could like kill something. That's a bit graphic, isn't it? And I wanted to try Black Moon for quite a while, and this formula, for a bullet lipstick, I wasn't expecting like a bullet lip formula in this deep of a color to work so well, but it is beautifully creamy and it does stay put in place. Like, it doesn't move around on your lips, and I don't use a lip liner with it. And it's a good balance of like, it's not too like creamy and slippy, but it's not too stiff either. It's like the perfect in between, and that's kind of what you want for like a darker color like this. As much as I do love like a silky smooth like bullet lipstick, when it comes to colors like this, I just need something that will stay on a bit better, and this is beautiful. It is a nice satin finish. It's not too shiny and not too matte either. That's what a satin is, Skye. Why are you over-explaining this? The formula lasts really well on my lips. It doesn't dry my lips out, and I love Black Moon's whole aesthetic. It really just gets me in the heart, especially because this is called Elm Street, and all of the Sinister Satin lipsticks come in like, they're all named after iconic horror movie characters, and like, I'm a big horror fan. I'm a huge fan of that. So, and Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street, classic. I love that movie as a kid. Rightio, we're moving on to the final bullet lipsticks, and This is gonna be no surprise to any of y'all because I'm pretty sure you're sick of me talking about these and using them in every single look that I do. Genuinely, every single time I do a makeup look, I am reaching for the Odins Eye bullet lipsticks. I think they're called the Kiss of a Fairy bullet lipsticks, and I have one of the cream ones and one of the velvets. I can't express how much I love these. These are my favorite lipsticks in my collection, hands down. Like, nothing compares to these. So the cream formula that I have is called Love Jasmine, and it's this most perfect neutral color. It has got the perfect amount of brownie peachiness to it, and this is just so creamy and moisturizing on the lips. It almost feels like a really luxurious lip balm. The color is perfect. I find that it works with pretty much every single look that I do, hence why I wear it all the time. And it's my perfect neutral color. It's just amazing, and it feels so luxurious on the lips, and the packaging is stunning. Like, I can't express how much I love these lipsticks. And the velvet formula, this is kind of like a matte formula right here, and this is the shade Light Peach. Again, it's basically the same as Love Jasmine, but in like a matte formula. And man, even though this is like a matte formula, velvet is the perfect way to describe it because it also has kind of like that silicone-y like slip to it when you put it on your lips, because it just slides on your lips so nicely, but it stays put all day and it's not drying at all. One of the most comfortable matte lipsticks I have tried, like matte bullet lips. I hope Odins Eye comes out with more colors in these bullet lip formulas because, like, I need more colors so bad. They have like more red tones, like burnt red tones as well, which I am curious to eventually, I might get another one of these, but these two colors, they are my perfect neutrals and I cannot stop wearing them. I swear. I feel like y'all are sick of me constantly saying like, oh, what's on your lips? And I'm like, it's one of these. It's always one of these. If I'm wearing like a really beautiful peachy neutral lip, it's probably one of these. I cannot recommend these enough. These are easily my favorite product that Odins Eye makes. I would do anything for these lipsticks. And the final lip product I'm going to be mentioning, I like this one pretty much for the same reason as the Odins Eye Velvet lipstick, because it's almost the exact same formula. And this is from Jason Wu Beauty, and this is the, I think it's called Hot Fluff lipstick, and mine's in the shade Gingerbread. I will show you what it looks like. I absolutely love, this is so satisfying. The fact that the bullet matches like the packaging, it is so nice, and it also has this cool little imprint right there. Really awesome. I'd never like tried Jason Wu Beauty before, and I just saw these lipsticks and I was like, ooh, that's kind of nice. I like the color selection of theirs, and this formula, again, it reminds me so much of the Odins Eye Bullet Velvet lipsticks, because again, it has that nice like slippiness to it, kind of silicone-y. The finish is very similar to the velvets, as in it's very matte, but not super drying on the lips. This color is so wonderful. It's kind of like a, I wouldn't say it's a gingerbread color. It's kind of got like a more like berry tone to it, and it works so beautifully. The packaging is really nice. This is wonderful. I love the Odins Eye Velvet a little bit more because I prefer this kind of color, but this formula, if you can't get Odins Eye or the color selection isn't that great for you, and it doesn't appeal to you, and you want to try the Velvet formula, the Jason Wu one, that it's equally as great. I absolutely love it, and I do want to get more shades of this because I think they have a better color selection than Odins Eye, so I might be getting another one. But I don't want to overload myself with lipsticks. But with all of that said and done, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that this is a very long one, and hopefully you still enjoyed it. Hopefully you had like a snack or something while watching this, because I mean, you just heard me yatter on about makeup for literally an hour. I really enjoy doing favorites videos. I'm so happy to like share everything that I've been loving this year, and Yes, oh, I'm just looking at everything and I'm just like, oh, this is some good makeup. It makes me so happy. But anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know, what are some of your makeup favorites of 2021? I would really like to know. I'm so nosy. I love seeing people's favorites of the year. I'm just like, what stood up the test of time? What, tell me everything. I'm so nosy. If you'd like to see more makeup content from me, you can follow me on my Instagram. It's Beauty by Skye right here. I post all my looks there and I'm active on there every single day. If you'd like to support me further, I do have my own small business, Rain Cloud Candles Co. We are a small queer-owned business based in the UK and we make handmade candles. The link to shop will be down below along with our social media if you'd like to check us out. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!